I'm Dick Girardi. I write for the Philadelphia Daily News. I've written more than 6,000 stories since I've been at the paper, and every once in a while you got one extra special. This is an American love story between a woman and a racehorse. Union Rags, a horse in the great tradition of Pennsylvania, Smarty Jones, of Fleet Alex, and Barbaro, the horses that dominated the Triple Crown from 2004-2006. This year, a month out from the 2012 Kentucky Derby, we have another horse with Pennsylvania ties, Union Rags, set to be a major factor on the first Saturday in May.
And they're into the stretch, and it's Union Rags by 4 on the wire.
Union Rags is owned by Phyllis Wyeth, whose Point Lookout is a beautiful place overlooking the Brandywine Creek. Actually, George Washington may have stopped by there overlooking the Battle of the Brandywine.
My name is Phyllis Wyeth. I was Phyllis Mills before I got married to Jamie Wyeth. My father first started with jumpers, and my mother got into the mares and started having brood mares. So all my life I've been brought up around horses. Even as a little girl, I started having to hot walk my father's polo ponies. I think I could ride before I could walk even.
Phyllis is from a horse racing family. Her parents owned a great horse called Devil's Back, a major favorite for the Kentucky Derby in 1984. So they've been into horse racing forever, her family, James and Alice Mills. So she was brought up in it. She was into steeplechase riding.
I was always fearless about everything. Why I didn't get hurt that way, I never know.
During her college years, she ends up with a sort of an internship working on President Kennedy's campaign in 1960. She was working in the White House when she was tragically injured in a car accident. She broke her neck. She could get around on braces, but it was never easy.
When she first got out of the hospital, one of the first things she had was to be put on a horse with all her braces and whatnot, and they couldn't get her up to the horse, so they dug a hole in the ground, led the horse into the ground, and put her on it.
Fearless is what she is about everything. I mean, the way she's conducted her life, particularly since she was injured, and that's a long time ago.
The fact that she's confined to a wheelchair has not stopped her. If anything, it's been an impetus.
She wouldn't sit still.
I wouldn't sit still.
She eventually went on with her life, met Jamie Wyeth from the famous Wyeth artistic family of Delaware County.
I'm usually known as a painter, but in the last few months, I'm more of a hot walker for my wife's horse. And instead of painting on canvas, I seem to be retouching iron jockeys to my wife's colors. So it's a whole new world for me.
So you have a woman who was born into a famous horse racing family, married into a famous artistic family, and for her, it was horses. Now she lives at Point Lookout. It might as well be a museum itself. Somehow, through her life, she managed, and now she's in her motorized scooter, but she always managed to keep an optimistic view about life and was always hoping that she would have a really good racehorse. Well, it turned out this was the one, and this might be the last one she ever has, because this was the last one out of her mare Tempo, and clearly this is the best one she's ever had.
My name is Katie Bacher. I'm the barn manager here, and this is also the home of Tempo, the mother of Union Rags. I know they were having a lot of difficulty breeding her and having her maintain pregnancies. They thought they were going to lose her once or twice. I remember them bringing her home and him home and coming to work in the morning and seeing them in the front field and thinking they were just absolutely gorgeous. And I never thought that we'd be here together 3 years later with the story that is unfolding before us.
My name is Juan Diego Martinez. As you can see, I take care of the horses and Union Rags, the star. He was quiet to work with. Who knew he was gonna be a star, like racing like he's doing now, because he was so lazy, so lazy. When he was laying down or sleeping, I could sit on him, riding him, and he was just doing nothing.
Union Rags is a very gentle horse. He's very calm.
He'd lay down in his stall, you could climb all over him.
Never had problem with him. He was so nice.
Union Rags, I remember as a colt and whatnot, and did drawings of him as I've drawn the pigs here and the chickens and the geese. So he's you know, he's part of this farm, and to see him all of a sudden have a new life is very, very exciting. Just thrilling.